The Chicago Bears defeated the Arizona Cardinals last night on Christmas Eve by a score of 27 to 16. An early offensive burst in the first half was just enough to get past the Cardinals, who held the Bears to 6 points in the second half. Justin Fields was 15 for 27. That's 55% completion percentage on the day, with 170 yards, one touchdown to Mercedes Lewis, and one interception to Cardinals' Jalen Thompson. On the ground, Justin Fields had 9 carries, 97 yards. That's 10.8 yards per carry with one touchdown as well. And I want to talk about this real quick. To me, personally, I really don't think this performance changes the minds of Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren. Fields had a good game besides his interception, but I really don't think it's going to be enough to keep his job for next year. Fields already had his back against the wall coming into this week, but I think even after this game, Fields is still in the same position of losing his job. My player of the game for this game is without a doubt Khalil Herbert. As I mentioned in my pregame analysis, if the Bears wanted to win this game, they would have to go into this game with their mind on running the football, and that's exactly what they fucking did. Khalil Herbert had 20 carries for 112 yards. That's 5.6 yards per carry, and a touchdown on the ground as well. And like I mentioned before, Fields also nearly had 100 yards on the ground with a touchdown. The leading receiver on the day was Cole Kmet. He had 4 receptions for 107 yards. That's 26.8 yards per reception, but no touchdown. The only touchdown on the air today was to, like I said before, the other tight end, Mercedes Lewis. I also said in my pregame analysis that Cole Kmet was the Cardinals' defense biggest threat in the air. So now my ego is through the fucking roof, as you could probably tell by my voice. Defensively, Kyler Gordon led the charge with a total of 7 tackles, 6 by himself, 1 assisted, and one of those tackles being a sack. Kyler Gordon didn't throw any interceptions today, so no one on the Bears defense got a pick. The Bears only had 2 sacks on the day today, one of them by Kyler Gordon, like I just said, and the other by 3 technique defensive tackle Justin Jones. Montez Sweat was quiet today, only had 2 tackles on the day, but a win is indeed a win. You know, he doesn't have to ball out every single game for this defense to help us win games. His sheer presence alone is enough to help us because when Montez Sweat came in from the Commanders, this defense completely changed. My overall thoughts on this game. So it's a very good win. Some people may say, "Oh boy, this is a 3-12 Cardinals team. Of course the Bears were gonna win." But goddamn, from what I've seen this year, this is a very good win for the Bears, and we should all be proud of our boys. The defense balled out as usual. Matt Eberflus has really transformed this defense, and the way this defense is performing, call me crazy, call me insane, call me whatever you want. But the way this defense is performing in the second half of the season could very well save Matt Eberflus's job and give him another year to prove himself. But Luke Getsy, on the other hand, holy shit, man. You need to be strapped to a rocket and sent to Mars with no possible way to return back to Earth. Luke Getsy had another bad game play calling wise, very questionable calls, but the Bears managed to get things done. And like I said before, even though Fields had a good game minus that interception, I don't think that really swayed momentum to Fields' side for him to return as QB1 next year. The offensive line was dominant, very dominant today at the line of scrimmage today, even without Tevin Jenkins, as the Bears rushed for 200 plus yards on the day. But man, center has to be a big priority for the offense in this offseason. Excuse me. Lucas Patrick is just wow. Just wow for Lucas Patrick. I wouldn't mind going out and getting like Lloyd Cushenberry from the Broncos. He's been really, really good this year. Maybe even Connor Williams from the Dolphins. Sure, there might be injury concerns. He tore his ACL or Achilles, I forgot which one. But he was, before he went down with injury, he was a force to be reckoned with for the Dolphins offensive line. Or maybe we'll target center in the draft. There's a lot of good options. You got Powers Johnson from Oregon, Cedric Van Pran, Zach Frazier. The list just goes on. It's a very deep offensive line draft class. Very deep. But we'll just have to see, man. But yeah, overall, this is a great Bears win. Next week, the boys will be back in Soldier Field on New Year's Eve as they are scheduled to host the Atlanta Falcons, who are fighting for a division title. Obviously, the Bears don't have a division to play for anymore, as today, with the Lions winning, the Lions clinched their first NFC North title, I think, ever, which is very impressive. Holy shit. So, back to the Bears side, Bears versus Falcons. I expect a close contest here, but I will talk about that game in my pregame analysis once I go over the Falcons film. Thank you for listening to the Midway Monologue. I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.